Hi, it's Jeff. Welcome to another Sibelius 7 video. In this video, we're going to be talking about page layout. Page layout, especially when it comes to parts in Sibelius, can be kind of aggravating. I want to help you understand some things that you can do to make your parts look pretty good. Let's go over to layout. And I like to start here in the upper left hand corner. Right now my staff size is set at 0.28 inches. Normally I do 0.25 or 0.26. For now I'm going to do 0.25, quarter inch. I've never really had any complaints that people can't read my parts, so I think quarter inch is just fine. I probably would not go any smaller than that though. Right now I'm on letter size paper, but I want to be on concert size paper, which is 9 by 12. So I'm going to go scroll down and find that 9 by 12. Last thing I like to do is adjust the margins. I normally opt for narrow margins. I find that if you do that, it just looks neater. You can fit more on the page. Some parts you definitely get lucky on when you're doing these three things: adjusting the staff size, adjusting the page size, and adjusting the margins. Other times you have to do some other things in order to make the page look good. Let me show you an example of some of the things we might do. Suppose for some reason that I wanted my page to end right after this bar here. I could click a measure, press and hold Shift, and click the first measure. Now I have that entire region selected. And then I could go over to this button here, Make into Page. Click that, and now I have made what I wanted into that page. Of course, the old page break is still here, so I would then select here, and then once again press and hold Shift and click the final bar and make that into a page. Now I have two pages. As you can see though, this isn't very even. My second page has a lot more lines on it than my first. It's a good practice to try and make them equal, the amount of lines on both pages. So I'm going to just undo that. There we go. I also find the Make into System button particularly useful. Let me give you an example of that. Usually these come in especially handy when you're dealing with multi-measure rests. Well, I'll just do an example at the beginning here. So I'll click at the beginning of my piece. Again, I'm going to press and hold Shift and then click in this bar. Suppose that I want this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars to be its own system. Now that I have that selected, I just click Make into System. I'm going to undo that because that was just for the sake of demonstration. We can add a page break also by using the page break button. When you do this, you would just want to make sure that you click the bar line in question. It can be tough to do that sometimes if you're not zoomed in, so you can zoom in until you see it. And by the way, you might notice I have these dashed lines. I have my page margins active right now. We can have our page margins visible or invisible. Same thing with the layout marks. Sibelius uses a lot of different layout symbols for when pages are grouped together. When there's a page break, you'll see this page symbol. It's good to see those, but they can kind of clutter things too, so I like to hide them just by deselecting there. Back on the Layout tab, let me show you what I meant about the page break. So if for some reason I wanted a page break here on this thin double bar, I would just click that and click the page break button. Now in reality, I would never want a page break like that, but I just wanted to show you how that button works. So I'm just going to do Control-Z to undo. Page layout in Sibelius is definitely something that you have to tinker with. And that's something that you want to do at the end of your composition. So once you've gone through and entered in everything in Panorama, that's really what Panorama View is for, is entering in what we're going to have in our parts. If we deselect Panorama, then we'll go to the page view. And the page view is when we have our finished product ready to go, and then we can modify it and make it look great so that it's ready to print. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please click the thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks and take care.